Justice.org live stream for Wednesday, October 25th, 2023. I'm going to jump right into it, ladies and gentlemen. We apparently have a new Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson from Louisiana. And I just wanted to let you all know that Louisiana is buried in federal student loan debt. It's one of the 10 worst states in the country if you measure it by the average student loan indebtedness versus the average earnings. And let me just show you a quick graph so that you can inculcate it. We looked at the 10 worst states. This is a little over about a year and a half ago. And we found that the 10 worst states in the country, you can see here on this graph. You know, it's funny that a lot of people think that student loans are a liberal elitist, a coastal elitist problem. Well, if you look at average student loan indebtedness versus average earnings on a state-by-state basis, it turns out that the best states, and none of the states are good, by the way, but the best states are these coastal elitist states like Massachusetts and California and Washington State. And in fact, the 10 worst states are the entire South, but Louisiana is right in there. Average student loan debt per borrower, $38,000. Average earnings in Louisiana is about 46,000? Let me see if I can enlarge that. 46,000. Which puts it squarely as the 8th worst state in the country. So Mike Johnson, what to say about him? He's been very anti-student loan cancellation. We haven't heard him say anything about returning bankruptcy to student loans, however. And by the way, if you're new to the group, you should know we are the first, oldest, largest, and really only true grassroots group in the country, fighting only and absolutely for student loan justice. I hope that you will tell everybody you know about this group. We don't do deals with bad guys, folks. We don't have secret little shady little deals with the student loan industry. We don't do any of that stuff. We're fighting only. I'm a distressed student loan borrower, so you know. I'm a long-time defaulted student loan borrower. So you came to the right place. But, you know, I don't know what it is about these Southern conservative politicians. They wag the finger at the borrowers, and meanwhile, their states are being conquered and enslaved by this debt. You know, Texas wasn't on this particular top 10 worst list. But if you look at the student loan debt versus the state budget, Texas is one of the worst states. So these Southern congressmen representing these states, they are completely at odds with their own constituents. And by the way, more than half of student loan borrowers are either Republican or independent. You heard that here first, and you heard that here only. It's true. According to Pew and Gallup, somewhere between 50 and 70% of people who went to college, whether they graduated or not, 50 to 70% are either Republican or independent. So the Republicans are just completely out of touch, out of step. And quite frankly, I think it's worse than that. I think people from both sides of the aisle, but particularly a sordid group of Republicans, they fight tooth and nail to keep the student loan scam going. So that's something to be aware of. And Mike Johnson runs with that pack. So Mike Johnson's going to be difficult. We still need to push Jim Jordan, guys, speaking of Republicans. But we're also pushing Joe Biden. So today's daily action. And quickly, before I change this graphic, please donate, folks. We need to raise something like $600 still this week. And it's going to be very difficult for us, I can tell, now and going forward. Our most active members have, I would say suspiciously, but very happily gotten their loans canceled. I don't know why that is. It just is. So our back as a group is really up against the wall, guys. We need donations. So if you've never donated, if you haven't donated in a while, and most importantly, I would say, if you happen to be one of the lucky few who have gotten your loans canceled recently, please donate. Would you please just donate so I can shut up about it? I suck at fundraising. It's always difficult for us, but it is going to be brutally difficult going forward. So please help with that. Please, please, please. So we're pushing Joe Biden also, guys. Now there's two ways. Okay, let me back up just 1 minute. We got to get bankruptcy returned to student loans, guys. It lies at the core of everything. Whatever you want to see happen with your student loans, whether you want cancellation, whether you want a break on interest, whether you want some other negotiated settlement, we've got to get bankruptcy back. There's two ways that we can get bankruptcy back. One is through Congress, and that is going to depend on the Republicans, guys. We're a fiercely nonpartisan group. Whatever your political stripes are, you're very, very welcome here. But we've got to push Jim Jordan, who is chairman of the Judiciary Committee. We've already got many, many, many Republicans on our side. That's the good news, the very good news. People like Matt Gaetz and Josh Hawley and John Cornyn. We've got a lot of Republicans on our side, both in and out of Congress. So there's a very good reason to be pushing them. And there's every reason to be hopeful that they will finally come around. And plus, Republicans may be assholes. We don't like Democrats either, by the way, guys. Democrats betrayed us, but I digress. Republicans are not stupid. The numbers are overwhelming. We are the largest, student loan borrowers. In fact, just distressed student loan borrowers are the largest politically untethered voting bloc in U.S. history. 38 million people at least are losing sleep at night over their student loans. They were never going to be able to pay, and this was true even before the pandemic. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of votes. And the Republicans can't be, they're not idiots. They know at least some, if not most of what I know. And so they have to do something on student loans, and we can't count on them for cancellation, obviously. Anybody with a brain or anybody that watches TV knows that. But bankruptcy is a very widely accepted, call it the middle ground, the rational middle ground, whatever you want to call it. We've got to get bankruptcy back. There's every good reason to push the Republicans. But there's another way that bankruptcy can be returned, and that is by the president telling the Department of Education to stop opposing student loan borrowers in bankruptcy court. In other words, approve all of the undue hardship claims that come through bankruptcy court. Don't oppose them, approve them. Agree that the borrower has undue hardship. Universally, blanket. That could be done. The president can do that tomorrow. So if you look at today's action, guys, look up or down on this group. Look up or down on our Facebook group, I should say. Facebook.com/groups/SLJ group. You'll see that we are pushing not only Jim Jordan today, but we are also pushing Joe Biden. Both are tough, ladies and gentlemen, for different reasons. The Republicans are just evil and vicious and terrible. But, Joe Biden is also terrible and vicious and deserves more credit than any living, serving politician in the country for the student loan crisis. So we have a very tough fight on our hands, guys, but I hope you can tell I'm in a good mood. I'm very positive. I'm very optimistic because I know what I said earlier. We are the largest untethered voting bloc in U.S. history. The one thing that we need, ladies and gentlemen, is more people helping us. Don't go with the other. Don't pay attention to the other groups, guys. I'm just going to say student debt crisis and the Young Invincibles, the Debt Collective. Those groups are all full of shit, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. We've been monitoring them for years now. Some of them use their group as hunting grounds. They are in bed with the student loan industry. They prey upon their members. Student debt crisis. Other groups literally do $1 million business transactions with the debt collection industry, Debt Collective. And none of those groups are fighting for bankruptcy. That is the real tell, guys. That's the real tell. Please just be smarter than that. Don't let those groups blow smoke up your ass and sit you down and feed you popcorn and make you think that you're helping fight. Those groups are not looking to actually solve the problem. Those groups are pimping the problem. I want to actually solve the problem. We at Student Loan Justice actually want to solve your student loan problem, because your problem is my problem. I would like nothing more than to take this banner behind me and throw it in the garbage and get on with my life. But it starts with you guys. I hope that something I said to you tonight has echoed and registered and you're ready to help. If you are ready to help, the first thing that you need to do, and finally, I will finally bring that up, do our daily actions. If you've never done a daily action, go to that link right there, bit.ly/SLJ daily action, and do the past couple weeks worth of our daily actions. You need a Twitter account, you need a phone, but the daily actions are just incredibly quick. You can do a daily action usually less than 1 minute. It's like retweet this, retweet that. Not hard. So that's it, man. That's it. We got to hit this. We will be hitting this Mike Johnson character. If you live in Louisiana, that makes you all the more important. Reaching out to newspapers and other media locally in Louisiana is going to be something that we're doing. We continue to hit Jim Jordan. That is absolutely of paramount importance. And yes, we continue to hit Joe Biden as hard as we possibly can. These people can be pushed, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake, we are way stronger than you might think. And you came to the right place if you want to actually fight this fight. And I think most people on our group, the warriors on our group, they will tell you it feels good to fight this fight. Instead of sitting there waiting, watching, and worrying and wondering what they are going to do, we are actually solving this problem. It is this group right here, guys. This group, but for this group, we would not be talking about student loan cancellation by executive order today. That whole thing started on this group. It's true. We would not, would have not have had, will not have good bankruptcy legislation to fight for, but for this group and the people on this group. So this group is way, way, way more important than you might imagine if you're new to the group. But Google us and look at all that we've done over the past 18 years. Read all of our articles. That's very important. If you don't know much about student loans, I strongly encourage you to go there, studentloanjustice.medium.com, and just read 5 or 6 of our articles. Jaw-dropping, very true, very important and significant research findings there. Some of the facts that we've uncovered about student loans will blow your mind. So do all of those things, guys. Do our daily actions, read our articles. And maybe the last thing I just have to say, because it's really so critical right now, just please donate, dudes. $600. Come on. We can survive and fight and thrive. Survive, fight, thrive, fight, and most importantly, win this battle, win your battle for student loan justice, actual student loan justice, not pretend. With very little funding, guys, we can do it on almost nothing, but we cannot do it on absolutely nothing. So take heart, buck up, be hopeful, be positive. I am. We can easily win this battle, but it starts with you, and it always has. You have no idea how important you can be. It feels very good to fight this fight. It's cathartic. I sleep like a baby at night. And when you're fighting with us, you will find that you do too. So let's get on with it, shall we? Let's fight this battle. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck. Godspeed doing our daily actions. Please donate. Just please donate, dudes. Just something, anything. All amounts are great. And I'm really sorry to have to keep repeating that. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless everyone.